Administrators need to stay closely connected to the status of their infrastructure. Lenovo XClarity Administrator makes it easy to monitor system health and get notified of any status changes or runtime issues. Let's take a closer look. Here from my main dashboard, I can get a good rundown of what's happening in my infrastructure. From the top of my status pull down, I can simply mouse over these different elements and get a quick readout of what might be happening in any of these individual systems. Also here, as we look at the number of servers and storage and switches we have, we get immediate identification of any potential problems we have here. So for example, here I've got 3 red systems in my server list. If I click on that number, then I get into the detail of each of those 3 systems. If I further want to dive into it, I can click here, and now I can see the detail on this particular system, looking at the alert notification, which is what's causing the red indicator on the first screen. Tells me I've got a problem on one of my memory DIMMs. And if I click on the event log, I can see not only that one error, but then I can also see other actions that have happened. So you can see this critical event. It indicates here underneath serviceability that this is a support level issue. It's a hardware failure that's going to drive a call home. And then in fact, we can see here that my service data has been collected and it has been set up. So it's been submitted now as part of my call home action to automatically open up my service ticket with Lenovo support. So I'm getting a lot of good information here on the hardware event itself, as well as potential automatic reaction that's happened as a result. If that was a server object, we can see here that the same thing is going to happen for a storage object. And here I have one of my DS4200s. And if I come in here and look at the alerts here as well, I can get the same kind of detailed information about a problem we might be having here. So I'm monitoring again across the different characteristics of my storage, my servers, as well as my switches. So getting that information here on the main dashboard is great, but I think what's even more important is getting that information delivered outside of XClarity. So I can set up event forwarding to be able to have certain event monitors and automatic reaction to that. So I click on let's create a new one here. We can see the different types of event recipients that are allowed. I can do a syslog event forwarding, SNMP trap, emails, REST APIs, Microsoft Azure Log Analytics. I can forward things to an FTP server. So lots of flexibility there to integrate into the different types of infrastructures that we know many of our customers have, where they've got to get this information delivered to a broader infrastructure monitoring tool, and XClarity can help make that happen. Let's look at an example here where I've got some more specifics, where I've got this one set up to create an email notification. One thing I want to highlight on this is you can control the output format for some of these different events. And so for an email as an example, this is going to be the format that we're going to fill in all of these variable information. So I get a lot of good data in this email. But if I'm using the email connection to perhaps forward the information not to an individual's email inbox, but to forward it into a ticket management system, for example, and I might need to customize some of these keywords so that they can easily parse the information back out again, I've got full control over how that's set up to easily add integration into the capabilities that I have here. So I think that's an important thing to know. Furthermore, if I want to be able to filter things, I can filter by individual devices. So people that are responsible for a certain set of systems, they're only getting notified for the systems that they're responsible for. Or if I want to narrow down the types of events that actually generate these alerts. In this case, you can see that we're really just forwarding critical and warning events. If I wanted to add in informational events, I could do that. If I wanted to add in audit events, all those things are available. And I can further filter even by schedule. So if I have a certain part of the staff that should get notification at certain times of the day, off hours on weekends, we can make sure that the right notification is done to the right set of users. So those are all ways which we can really customize our monitoring. As you can see, XClarity really can be a key tool for administrators to be able to monitor their systems and stay connected to the health of their infrastructure.